Hi everyone, it's Monica, and welcome back to Tailor-Made Cards for You. Well, it's been a few days since I've posted one of my videos, so I wanted to jump on tonight and share with you the second to the last video in my series. I have in the past created a wanted poster sign for Santa, and I just really love this design. Now that I'm creating some of my digital images, I decided to go ahead and create a digital image so that way I could share with all of you as well. Now, the inspiration came from one of my thrift store shops. You know that I live in Prescott, Arizona, and we have a lot of antique stores as well as thrift shops, and I oftentimes go there to get inspiration. And this is what I found. These were little invitations that were, I think, $1, and they came with these really cute envelopes with boots. And I thought these would make really fun Christmas cards, at least my inspiration for the Christmas card. So when I started playing with it, I went ahead and I decorated one, but I wasn't really happy with the overall design, and that's when I decided to go ahead and create it into a digital image and decorate it that way. And also, working with the digital image, I can resize them to decorate fun little envelopes or treat bags as well. So that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. I'm going to be sharing with you how I decorate a couple of these little treat bags as well as a Christmas card. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, I do have these digital images in my Etsy shop, and the set comes with what you see here. You're going to get these empty or these blank wanted posters that you can add a little Santa to, or a reindeer, or whatever you want. And then you're also going to get some wanted posters with Santa on them. So to begin, you're going to want to go ahead and print them out as you do all of my other digital images, and then just go ahead and cut it down to size. Now, some of the edges do have some rough edges, kind of looking like torn paper, so you don't necessarily want to cut a straight edge on that. You want to go ahead and just get your images cut out, and then you're going to want to fussy cut around the edges, so that way you get that jiggity edge on your wanted poster. Now, for the bigger piece of paper, I made sure that I left a lot of room to do some stamping. I have some really great Santa stamps, and I'm sure that you do as well in your collection. That would work great for this wanted poster. And I'm going to go ahead and design one of the cards today for you as well. But these they come in one sheet when you print it out, so you'll get 2 cards. And like I said, they're light enough where you can actually stamp on them, or if you wanted to stamp your Santa separately, you can always fussy cut and add it to the wanted poster. Now, in case you did want to pick up this set, all of my digital images right now are 15% off. So I will leave a link to my shop at the end of the video. So be sure to check it out, because like I said, they're all 15% off, and this would be a good time to stock up on some of the images for your Christmas cards. So once you get your images cut out, then again, you're going to want to go in with a pair of scissors and just cut around the edge. You want your paper to look a little bit worn and torn, so this is a good way to ensure that you don't have just a straight edge. Now, you can also tear the paper, but the edges have some really nice brown aged marks, so I would recommend just cutting them with scissors rather than tearing it. You still will get the look of a teared edge, even if you're using your scissors. So once you get everything cut out, now it's time to go ahead and start decorating. I like to use some walnut stain to edge the edge of my paper, just because it adds just a little bit more of a vintage old look. Now, like I said, the paper already has some brown tones, so you don't have to do this step, but I always like to add just a little bit of walnut stain. And then once you get your stain on your edges, then it's time to go ahead and start putting together your little paper bag. Now, these paper bags I think I picked up at Tuesday morning, but you can get any of these paper bags anywhere. I think there even is a die cut as well that you could use, but these make really cute little treat bags. Now, I use the paper bag to house my ephemera. One of the items I have in my shop is some of my ephemera, and I use this little paper bag to house it when I ship it out. I just think it makes a really nice finished look, and the little bag is really cute. So I want someone that buys my ephemera to have a place to store them in a nice bag. Now, the washi tape that I'm using, I believe I picked up from Michael's, but you guys, there's so much washi tape out there right now for the holidays, so you can easily find some of the washi tape that has little words on them. I really like the thin washi tape because it goes well when I'm trying to decorate a card. Even if I just need a little spot to add some color, the thinner washi tape works really well. And again, I think that thicker washi tape for these little bags would have been just too much, so the thin ones work great. And they also have fun little sayings on them as well. Now, as I mentioned, the set comes not only with a Santa on the wanted poster, but it also comes plain as well. So you can use the wanted poster for any of your little characters. You can make a wanted poster for Rudolph. You can easily have a little elf on there. There's so many designs that you can use with this. Now, this particular one has Santa Claus on the bottom, but the set does come with a wanted sign that doesn't have Santa. I just knew that some of us wanted to probably use Santa, so I wanted to help you out with the little label at the bottom. Okay, so whenever I think of a wanted poster, I always think of the post office. So of course, after I added my images, I had to bring out my postal stamp from Tim Holtz. Now this set I've had for a while, and I get a lot of use out of it, but I know that there's also a holiday one as well. I think the holiday one has, of course, more Christmas postal stamps, but this one works really well for me. I don't necessarily have to have it going to the North Pole or anything like that, because I have other stamps that would work as well, and this postal set is actually a little bit more versatile for me, so I'm really pleased with this purchase that I've had for a while. And I would recommend, if you like doing decorating envelopes or doing any of your postal type of designs, this is a really great stamp set to have. Now, Tim Holtz also has a postal paper stack, and that works really well for holiday cards. Just think about, you know, all the mail that goes out during the holidays, and you can easily decorate some cards or even your envelopes using this theme. It's a really great theme for the holidays, and it's one that I often go back to. So as you can see, I designed the wanted poster to work perfectly with my Santa for the Christmas Classic stamp set. This stamp set came out last year, I think, but it really is a popular one, and it works so well for Christmas cards. I think I've used it every year for my Christmas cards. I also used it for my Christmas in July series because it's just a classic favorite. Now, my original thought was to stamp it using some black ink, and then, as you saw, I changed my mind and I decided to go with the brown tone. I thought that it worked a little bit better for the vintage look and feel of the card. Now, to decorate the card, I am using a couple of stamp sets. One of them, of course, is this classic Christmas stamp from Tim Holtz. And then I'm also going to use the Technique Tuesday, I think is what the stamp set is from. And it has some great sentiments. Some of these sentiments that I have are from prior Christmases, but Christmas is classic, and these sentiments never go out of style. So once I find a set that I really like, then I typically will just hang on to it. Now, even though I have many sentiment stamps for Christmas, the one stamp set that I ended up buying this year from Tim Holtz was that larger holiday stamp set. And that's because, again, I think I had mentioned in one of my prior videos, the sentiments are a lot bigger and they work well for the focal point of your card. And I didn't have any sentiments that were that big, and that's why I decided on that purchase. Typically, if I have some Christmas sentiments in my stack or in my stash, I won't go out and buy another one because, let's face it, how many times can you say Merry Christmas? And usually when I have some sets, they work really well for me. Now, if I see sentiments that have different fonts or a little bit bigger, then I will purchase them because I do like to have a variety on my Christmas cards. But I'm not going to just buy it just to buy it. It really has to be unique to my supplies. And if I already have something that's similar to it, then I typically won't buy it again. Now for the sentiment, I did want to actually create like a neon shadow effect, and it's a really easy technique to do this. All you need to do is just stamp your sentiment, and then you just have to move your image up just slightly and stamp it with a different color. In this particular case, I am using the red and the brown, and the offset of the two colors makes it look a little bit neon, and as you can see here, it really is a nice effect. Now to mount the card, I did want it to have somewhat of a postal background, but I didn't necessarily want to use one of my designer papers. So this is where some of my washi tape came into play. I used some craft cardstock and I just trimmed it down, and then I took some washi tape that was designed or had the postal office design, and I just added the washi tape around the edges. And this is a really great technique as well because it saves you on some of your designer paper. And you can easily make it look like it is designer paper by just adding some washi tape or even just some paper on the edges of your card. Now remember, this only will work with good quality cardstock. If your cardstock is too thin, then of course you may want to go with the layered to make your card hold up. One thing that I really strive for is to make sure that my paper and my cards are quality. Just because it's handmade, I don't want it to feel cheap and flimsy. I want it to be nice quality. In fact, I strive for my cards to be better quality than the ones that you get in the store. Typically, when I do sell my cards, a lot of people comment on how nice and sturdy they are. And that's because I want my cards to be keepsakes. And I'm sure that you guys do as well. So keep in mind, if you are giving your cards away, just spend a little extra money to use the quality cardstock and don't just get the thin ones. For the base of my cards, I'll typically use 110 pounds. And then if I know that I'm going to be doing a lot of layering, then I will use 65 pound for the images that I stamp. So once I had my washi tape in place, I went ahead and I added my cardstock. You saw that it took me a couple times to get it straight. That's one of the things I struggle with, is getting my images straight. I don't know about the rest of you, but I struggle. And if any of you have a secret to getting some of your images straight when you add them to the base of your card, please let me know, because I struggle with that. All right, so once I had my image in place, I went ahead and got out some brads because I wanted it to look like they were nails on my wanted poster, and brads worked terrific for that. I also like using brads because they're a great way to hold your paper in place. If you are using some of the washi tape, especially some of the washi tape that's a little bit more shiny, depending on the adhesive you use, it may not stick down very well. So in this situation, brads will really help to keep my image in place and the edges won't curl up. All right, so once I had my brads in place, it was time to add some of the finishing touches. Now this is where I'm going to use one of my Christmas postal images, which looks like a canceled stamp a little bit, and then I'm going to use some of the stamps from the Stampers Anonymous set. Now this round postage set, the stamp that I'm using right now, I've had in my stash forever. I don't even remember where I had it. You don't see me often using stamps that are on the wood blocks, but this one is great and it stamps really well without having to use my platform. So it's one that I use every year, and if I can find it, I will link it up in the bottom before with all of the other items that I've used to create this card. Now I want to remind you that this is probably the second to the last video that I'll be doing. I had another video that I had taped, and for some reason I lost some of the footage, but I really like the design, so I think I'm going to retape it for you, and I'll have it up hopefully in the next few days. And then I have a design that I shared with you at the very beginning with a window scene that some of you had asked to see. So I'm hoping to be able to get that taped as well, but we'll see. But for sure, I wanted to do a giveaway on this video, and this is the video where I'm going to be announcing the winner for my travel stamp platform. This is one of my bigger giveaways this season, so hopefully you all are excited to see who's going to be the winner for that giveaway. I'm also going to be giving away a couple of these wanted digital images. So if you're interested in getting the digital image for your wanted poster, go ahead and leave me a comment below, and I'll choose a couple of winners. Now keep in mind, I do have these also in my Etsy shop. So if you're not a winner, then for sure go ahead and check out the shop, because the images aren't very expensive. And keep in mind, when you do have digital images, these are images that you can use over and over again. Now, as I showed you in the beginning of the video, I did get a matching envelope when I picked up the Santa invitation cards from the thrift store. So I definitely wanted to incorporate that envelope into my design. So the envelope already was decorated and looked somewhat vintage, and it had little boots on it, which I thought was really cute. It's too bad those boots weren't in red, because I can see Santa wearing red boots or even black boots. But these are cowboy boots, so he's going to have to be a Santa cowboy. And then I just took one of my stamps from my postal set to add a little postmark and, of course, some number stamps. This was a really fun design to create, and I really had a lot of fun working with these images as well as the stamp set. The Santa that I showed you is a classic Santa, and he works so well for so many of my cards, but he especially works well for the wanted poster. So definitely, if this is a design that you're interested in, hopefully you have that big Santa. Otherwise, you'll be able to easily use some of those littler ones that I have on my set. So as always, I will leave a list of all the products that I've used to create the card, along with the links to the store. If you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up. And don't forget to hang around to the end of the video, because I am going to be having the name of the winner of my travel stamp platform. Now, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you head out. And don't forget, leave me a comment. I am going to still do a couple of drawings for a couple more stamp sets that I have for Christmas. And I hope to get those done in the next week or so, because we are getting way into the holiday season, and I want to get the winners their stamp sets. Now, while my series is going to be coming to an end in the next couple of videos, I do hope to still create some Christmas cards for you through December. And then it's going to be time to start thinking about some of the designs for my Valentine's season. So if you are the winner of the stamp platform, you can reach me through my Etsy shop, and I will be leaving the link to that below. So just go ahead and send me an email, let me know that you are the winner, and we can make arrangements for me to get you your prize. All right, everybody, thanks so much for stopping by, and we'll see you again next time.